Jeevan tries to play the hero, ends up a comedian, accidental or intentional. Prema Jayatha's remark gets aired live. Ex-diplomat who tries to be a minister. Sagara loses faith in political talk show moderators.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Jeevan tries to play the hero, ends up a comedian. Minister Jeevan Thondaman came prepared to play the hero at a meeting on May 30th at the Nuwara Eliya District Secretariat. Officials, estate employers and trade unions gathered there to discuss the government-mandated 1,700 rupee wage for the workers. Jeevan has been adamant that the increased payment should be made. During the meeting, he lost his temper, and eyewitnesses say he threw a shot or two at the superintendent of Point Pedro estate, owned by Kalani Valley Plantations. The estate superintendent lodged a complaint with the police, but Jeevan thought it should not have been recorded. Public Security Minister Tiran Alice said police cannot do so, saying law is fair by all. Without stopping there, Jeevan used his men, blocked roads and staged a protest against estate employers. With police unable to bring the situation under control, Tiran started getting complaints. It was said Jeevan was doing so at the strength of ministerial security he was provided. Tiran ordered the deployment of the STF after informing President Ranil. For his part, Ranil instructed Governor Senthil Thondaman to intervene. On the following day, Jeevan brought big crowds to surround the police station at Nuwara Eliya. A top cop instructed the Ministerial Security Division to take him away, or else the issue will take a different course. But his MSD bodyguard said they could not control him. Then, Tiran decided to recall the MSD detail given to Jeevan. That promptly put a halt to the CWC minister's bravado. Anyway, Tiran sent the special task force for his security, but Jeevan couldn't behave in the same manner with them as opposed to the MSD. In the meantime, Jeevan himself was ordered by a top security authority to leave immediately. The self-proclaimed hero Jeevan ended up a comedian. Many politicians commended Tiran for having taught him a good lesson, while recalling how a senior relation of his tried to intervene in law enforcement some decades ago. "Sorry, uncle." A frightened Jeevan telephoned Tiran and apologised. Claiming a grave injustice to him, Jeevan asked him to appoint a committee for an impartial investigation. Accidental or intentional. Elsewhere too, muscle power reigned. It was at the meeting of government MPs on the 3rd. President Ranil Wickremesinghe started the meeting by cutting a cake on Tiran's birthday. At the outset, differences emerged between Pavitra Wanyarachchi and Madura Withanage. The latter insisted unsafe trees to cut down to prevent further losses to life and property during extreme weather. Subject Minister Pavitra did not like that and said things would be done according to the law only. Madura was supported by Mahindananda Aluthgamagai. But things stopped short of a brawl. That was followed by a case of old enmity between Mahindananda and Gunatilake Rajapaksa over Kandi's district development affairs. Ranil replaced the former with the latter as the committee chairman. Gunatilake had intended to spend development funds for Yatinuwara via a few members loyal to him. Mahindananda changed that and ordered the provincial governor to allot 4 million rupees each for all 14 members. Angered by that, Gunatilake telephoned and reproached Mahindananda badly. And at the ruling MP's meeting too, he brought up the matter. The other one told him strongly to stop abusing him in front of officials. That fell on deaf ears. To take his revenge, Mahindananda waited at the flight of stairs for his 69-year-old adversary. There, the duo traded choicy words against each other. As Mahindananda tried to grab the other by the throat, Prime Minister's son Yadamini Gunawardena dragged Gunatilake away, but both fell down together. That fall resulted in Gunatilake suffering a dislocation above one knee. He ended up in hospital. Critics say this is not an isolated case, but just one instance of the running rift between Ranil's government and Namal's SLPP. Now Gunatilake is demanding an inquiry. Yadamini will have to testify. What a chance for a man sworn to silence to make his presence known for once. Anyway, those present at the scene may know better if it was an accident or intentional. Premajayantha's remark gets aired live. A remark by House Leader Susil Premajayantha has been aired live. He told his colleague nearest to him, "None of these will be here if Parliament is dissolved." Who did he refer to? Some say many incumbents are unlikely to get re-elected to Parliament again. So, a majority supports Range's call for a referendum on putting off elections for 2 years. That could be passed in Parliament, but most probably get rejected at a referendum, some critics say. People's decisions could be either right or wrong, but it is a very bad precedence if the democratic process that determines their fate is disturbed in any way. Ex-diplomat who tries to be a minister. The following was published in the gossip column of Deshaya newspaper. He is an ex-diplomat with connections to a powerful political family. Known to make predictions via social media, his latest is that he knows the dates for the next elections. Some made inquiries and found that he is already into a plan to run for a seat from the Western Province at the next general election. The above could be true or false. But he has been permitted by courts to go overseas briefly. The foreign travel ban imposed against him in a case relating to the MiG deal has been lifted until December 4th, when it will be taken up again. Once he returns from his trip abroad and starts making predictions again, he could well end up at the Diawana. He is such a good one at hoodwinking the media and getting free publicity for himself. Sagara loses faith in political talk show moderators. SLPP General Secretary Sagara Karyawasam is a patient man. Being a lawyer by profession, his oratorical powers carry certain weight. Some days ago, he was at a TV political talk show. As he was being done over by the makeup artist, he was offered a black coffee. While sipping it, Karyawasam related to the moderator trio something that happened at the wedding of Samanlal Fernando's daughter. He said he talked at the ceremony with Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Roshan Gunaratne for about an hour. The topic was the book on Gota's ouster, which claims a former top army man was behind the conspiracy. Gota told them what had gone unwritten in the book. Believing in media ethics, Karyawasam didn't think the moderators would use those against him. But when things go live and the invitee goes out of control, moderators use heavy weaponry. That very thing happened against Karyawasam. But he returned with the same to make his escape. Karyawasam departed saying TV moderators are untrustworthy, opportunistic hypocrites. In this system, ethics cannot be expected from either politicians or talk show moderators. It is folly to even think that. Understand it and act accordingly. That's it for today.